All right, the purpose of this video is to demonstrate what teaching mathematics with a task analysis might look like in person. The preference was that I demonstrate some lessons regarding percent of a number. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to show on the graph paper what my students would see. So if I was teaching this at my desk with a document camera, it would be zoomed in more like this, so they really only see that graph paper piece. But for the sake of demonstration, I'm also going to include the task analysis, which is what I see. So the challenge of teaching with the task analysis is to take this adult technical speak and turn it into kid-friendly language that I use over and over as I go through the steps and as I reduce the number of steps that I'm demonstrating. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate on here what I would be showing to my students. And as I complete each step, I'm going to check it off so that it kind of shows the difference between what I see and what I know that I'm doing versus what my students are seeing as I work through each individual example. So for example, I'm never going to say AB when I go through my example or use the letters to refer to the numbers. I'm going to use the numbers themselves, because that's what my students understand. But the reason that the letters are in here is because I, as an adult, need to know which part of the problem that I am working on at that point. It's more of a general case. So I'm going to demonstrate what the kids are seeing and what I'm saying to the kids. And as I go through that, I'm going to check off each step to demonstrate that I've completed that step. And I'm going to demonstrate a couple different lessons so that it's clear how this changes as students master more and more of the steps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate just one problem that I might teach on the first day. So I'm going to demonstrate how I would teach my first problem with this group of students or with this student. And then in the next video, I will show a lesson that might occur further along once they've mastered some of those ending steps. So I'm going to start with the problem 98% of 63. All right, and here I go. All right, guys, we are going to work on finding the percent of a number today. This is what we're going to work on for the next couple of weeks until we've mastered it. Today, the learning target is to circle the answer. So the I can statement could say, I can circle the answer. Everything else your teacher is going to do. All right, so your job is only to copy me. First job I want you to do is write the problem on your graph paper just like this. One symbol gets one box. One symbol gets one box. Go ahead and write this problem on your graph paper just like this. 98% space, OF spells of, space, 63. I'm going to show you how to do this job. You copy me, and then when we get to the end, your job is going to be to circle the answer. All right, first job, you're going to make a small decimal point at the end of 98. Next job, make 2 loops back. 1, 2. If there's any boxes, we'll put a 0 in the box, but I don't see any empty boxes. So I don't need to put a 0. I just make my 2 loops. Next job, put a large decimal point right here and X out your small one. And we know when it's X'd out, it's gone. Next step, I'm going to skip a line. I'm going to skip this line. And then I'm going to make a times problem. 0.9863, line, and times. I've seen something that looks like this before. I know how to do times problems that look like this, but this one's a little harder. Let me, your teacher, show you how. The first thing I need to do is find 98 times 3. I'm going to pretend that 6 isn't there for a while. I need to find 98 times 3, and I know how to do that because I remember. Copy me. 8 times 3, 8, 16, 24. 9 times 3, 9, 18, 27, plus 2 more, 28, 29. Write my 29. Now I'm going to cross out that 2 because I'm done with it. The next step is the one that everyone forgets to do. Everyone forgets this step, but if you remember it, you're going to be in great shape. You're going to put a 0 down here. Always remember your 0. Now I need to deal with this 6. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make this line a little darker so you can really see what I'm going to do here. I need to do 98 times 6. I know how to do this. I've done this before. Let's see, I'll start with 8 times 6. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48. Plus 4, 8. Next, I need to do 9 times 6. 9, 18, 27, 36, 54. That's not right. I skipped one. Oh, I'm glad you noticed that. 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54. And then I need to add 4 more. 55, 56, 57, 58. 58. Now I have 2 answers here. This is what I do. I'm going to add them up. So I draw a line, put a plus, then I add 4 plus 0 is 4. 9 plus 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 1 plus 2 plus 8. Let's see, 9, 10, 11. And 1 plus 5, that's just 6. Now, when I have a decimal point up here, the rules are a little different. I need to figure out how many numbers come after a decimal point. Let's see, I have 1, 2 numbers up here. So that's 2 numbers after a decimal point. I don't see anything after a decimal point down here. So I have 2 numbers that come after a decimal point. I'm going to start at the end, and I'm going to count back 1, 2, and put my decimal point. This is the answer. You know what to do. And that is where my students would circle the answer.